Welcome back everyone. Today we're in the Giants editor and I'm Joel, and as you can see we're looking at the main mod map. Well, actually it's the main game map, not the mod map that we're making, but it's the main game map. So what I'm going to show in this episode is basically one of the buildings that we have on our map. I'm going to show y'all where you can get it from here, and then some information about the other things you would have to add to it. Uh, Biomass power plant area. Okay, so if you did like I said in the other video, and you brought over all the buy and sell points like that, and exported them, and put it in your map and imported it from your, where you brought it into your main game map, your map that you're making, then you can go ahead and start on the other part because you already put it in there, so you don't have to do this part. But if you didn't see that episode and you got to get it out of here, I'm going to show you real quick, and then we'll talk about some other things you would want to grab. Okay, so you can, if you want all those different things that's in that list that's highlighted, okay, in the buy and sell area, if you want all those different things, let's close this so we can see the rest of them. Alright, all these little things they got, we'll close that too. All these is what you would be getting. Okay, if you want all those, go ahead and click on, highlight this, and then click File, Export Selection with Files. I'll go ahead and click it, and then go to wherever your map is. Mine's in Documents, My Games, and I would say go on and put it in your mods folder, your map you're working on. And then FS22, mods folder, and then have your map put in here. There's my map. And then I already put this one as a buy and sell point one. And you can just make a folder, new folder, buy and sell points, if that's how you want to do it. You don't have to if you know where this particular buy and sell point buildings are. You can do it a different way. But if you want to do it like that, you can do it like this and put them in that way. Okay? And then you just put it in this folder. You double click on, pretend this one says buy and sell, it's empty. And you would make it like that after you made the folder say buy, the new folder say buy and sell. And then you would put here buy and sell or whatever, buy and sell points like this. Just copy and paste that before you ever do this. Paste it here, hit save, and then yes and yes. Okay, I'm not going to do it, I already have it. If you want just this building, you would click on it and do the same thing. Go to File, Export Selection with Files, go to wherever your map is, and open it up and do the same thing. Make a folder, put the name of whatever it is, biomass plant, power plant, whatever. Hit save, yes, yes. Okay? Alright, so now that you have that, it would have that in your map area. You can import it into your map. But before we leave this main map area, and if you don't know how to open this, I'm going to show you that real quick too. If you don't know how to open the main game map, you go under your File Explorer, wherever you put your game or installed it, that's where you're going to go to. So in my case, it's D drive. Yours could be on C drive. I don't know. Really not sure. Everybody's is somewhere different usually. Most of the time, the default is going to go to C drive. So chances are, if you didn't tell it to go to D drive when you downloaded it, then it's in C drive. So then go to Program Files 86, double click, and if it was a Steam product that you bought it from Steam, you would click here. If you had it from another way, it might be somewhere else, some other thing. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what you got it from. Like if you got it from Epic Games, it might be in here. I don't know. I really don't know. Didn't get it from any of those, so I don't really know any other one than Steam. But potentially, wherever you got it, find your game that you installed it, where it's at, go there. Alright, we're going to double click on Steam, Steam Apps, if you did it through Steam, Common. Then, in my case, I only have Farming Sim 19, but yours, like if you put yours on C, it would say Farming Sim 22. You would click on that. click on data, double click, go to maps, double click, then you would pick which one. You got options of map DS or map US. And in Farming Sim 22, it's a little different, and I'll show you when I go through my steps. It don't go straight to it like this and have them both in the same one. It has both of these, all three of them, the ones we can choose from separated. The Alpine one and all that separated. So we'll go on to the one I have. We'll go D drive, Steam library, double click, Steam apps, double click, common, double click, Farm Sim 22, double click, data, double click, maps, double click, and then see this one has the options of any one of them instead of going straight to those, that whole list of stuff with the i3Ds to open the maps. So in this case, you'd go to Map US, double click, because we're going to be looking at that one. If it was the other one you needed, you would go under it. Then you go to the i3D that's the map one, like that, and then you double click it, like so, and then pick which Giants editor you want to open it in, which this is the most current. I have a video on that if you want to learn how to get that one, 9.0.6, and then you would click OK. And I'm going to click cancel because I already opened it, so we're going to close it. Alright, so now that's how you get to here, and then you do what I just showed you a while ago to get those. Now, you need this water, or you could make your own, but if it's already the shape of this area and you're going to be putting this particular one in there, just leave it like that. I mean, it's fine. Just get that one. And then you can export that so you can see it's the water plane's height 89 meters. Or you could just go ahead and export the whole water and it'll be all the other little pieces. But it looks like, yeah, it's the edge water. Looks like it's some water over there. You got some water here. So it'd be all those pieces of water. And then if you didn't need them, you could delete the ones you don't need. But you can see it's got each one, different ones, wherever that one's at. Should be somewhere. Let's see. It's not right there. It's gonna be somewhere over there. You just can't see it from here. But anyway, you just click on water and export it just like you did. Export selection with files. Go through, put it in a folder, whatever. Or like I said, if you know where it is, if they have it separately in the in-game files, you can go file, import, wherever yours is at, Steam library, Steam apps, common, Farm Sim 22, data, and I don't think they do have it separate, that particular one, but I'm not sure, so I don't know where it would be. But if they do have any object that you're getting and you know where to go look for it, like, you know, if it's a building or if it's whatever, placeable, you know, you can find it. If you know where it's at, go find it, and then you can import it that way. So if it was one of these things, you could click on that and click open and import it. But if it's not, then see, you can't do that, and you got to do it a different way. So the water, I don't think you can do it that way. I think you got to export it and then import it. You can't just import it, I don't think. I don't know where it's at. I ain't going to hunt through all them files right now. But anyway, take and export the water. And so you can bring it in a little while when you put this in. And then you could want more of it. Depends on what you want to do with yours. They have some more stuff here if you want that. They have these little pavement things. It's called pavement clusters. And then they have the concrete. See how that right there is highlighted? They got that painted down, and the reason they did that is because the map ends over here. At least that's what I think they did part of it for. See over here, there's no map. The map terrain is right there. It ends right here. And you can see that part gets right across where it ends. So this part is done that way because there is no way to make this and paint right here. unless you do it in Blender or whatever. And they made a plane, that's what this is, and put the rocks on it so that they'd have something to hide the fact that this thing's not really on the ground over here on the map. It's hanging off the edge of the map. That's it. They didn't even make it all, you know, neat. They just hung it off the edge. You ain't gonna. They blocked you where you can't go over there and walk up there and look. So you won't know all this. You won't even see this road. It's not even on there. It's here, but it's not on the map like where the train is. And so that's what they did there. And you can do that too, or you can take what they got. So like I say, you would want to click on that, find the main group of whatever you needed, which would be here for this particular one, but it comes with all this extra out in front of the road. And if you didn't want that, then just don't bring this one in, and then you just can not have these curbs and things and just paint it however you want it. You could just paint it concrete and not have that little lip there, not have this little section here with this little curb. See the curb? You could just not have that and make your own. So it just depends on what you want to do. I would at least get the water. That's that over here. I would at least get that one. But anything left, if I ain't gonna look at all of it, but anything else that isn't connected to the main part of this. Now let me click back on it and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, come on. Go back up here. Anything else, if there's anything else you see that you need to grab, obviously the trees you ain't got to worry too much about. You can put trees in there, that ain't that big a deal. But if there's anything else you're missing that they got connected to this that you need to grab it. But I don't see anything else. Those are the only two real things, is this and the water. And then of course the main building part. Okay? So then once you're done with this, do not change anything in here. Go ahead and close it out and hit no. Okay? And now we're going to open up my main game one. And you know how to do that. Just go in your mods folder wherever your map is. Hopefully you put it in the mods folder. And then open up your i3D of your map. And it'll put you where you need to be. Now this one's already in here. I'm not going to show all that. But basically you know what to do. Pretty much just hit file, import, go to your map. I ain't going to import it though. Go wherever your map is. Mods folder. And it would be in here, and well, this one actually came over as a whole group, and you can do that, and you can bring that in like that, but you can do it separately if you want to. So that really depends on what you want to do. I mean, I guess I could bring it in and see what it did to show you. See, it shows them all came in. So when you open it, you just had that one i3D, but you got all this in it. And then there you go, you got that one and you can move it where you want it. You see? So that's what I was talking about. Just bring the whole thing in. Now we're going to delete that because we don't want all that. Alright. So here's mine. And I'm going to click on it and get up. Make sure I get the whole group. It's called a parent. And these are the children. Alright. So we got the whole group. And we're going to roll on in. I'm going to press Alt, hold it down while we push the right mouse button and drag up, let go, drag up, let go. Still holding Alt down on the keyboard. Hit the right mouse button, hold it down, drag it up, let it go. Still holding Alt down. Hit the right mouse button, drag it up, let it go. That's how you move. Then you let go of Alt and press the right mouse button to move a little this way. Then press Alt again. Press the right mouse button, hold it, both of them. Drag up, let go of the right mouse button, and grab a lower down here, point lower down here, hit the right mouse button, drag up, and that's how you do that, and that's how people are moving like that. Okay, there's other ways to do it, but that's one way. You can roll your scroll wheel if it takes longer, but you can do that. Okay, so now we have this, we have the main group. Make sure you get the whole transform group. Let me click off of there. There we go. Make sure you have the whole transform group or the parent group. It's also called a transform group. And you're going to find your spot and bring it down a little, or if you need it up, if you're going to want the ground up in the air, you can do that too. But I'm going to bring it down a little bit, and then like something like that, and then go down and think about what I want to do. Okay, so that grounds up pretty high. Alright, you can see they made these go under, so part of them's not going to be showing when we bring the ground up. And that's how theirs was. I should have went under the map to show you that, but anyway. Now you can see how high we are on this point. Okay, so if we did it like that, this ground is going to come up major high. Okay, but since this ground is high, it wouldn't be too bad. We just would need to go ahead and bring it all the way over here too. So all that would become flat. So it really depends on how you want to do it. You can make a custom one. I don't really want to do that in this case because I want to get on moving on my map and get a bunch of them done and get going. This is a 4X and I don't want to waste any time doing all these extra things. Plus you're going to be adding stuff to your map file to make it bigger, and I don't really want to do that either, especially with it being a 4X. So I want it to call from the in-game XML, and that means it's going to have to stay the way it is, which is pretty flat. Okay, so since I set this pretty much on the ground over here, like so, we could set it down a little bit lower. Let's bring it down just a hair bit lower till it touches the ground. Up just a hair, down just a hair. Something like that. Then when we bring it up, it's not going to be way up. This part will be. And then we can just make a slope. Smooth it off, okay? So what we're going to do is kind of the same thing we did in the last episode. If you watched any of that, we also will be dragging this down a hair more after we get it flat. But what we're going to do now is take our sculpt mode and click it on. We're going to click on replace. We're going to make sure we got our little square one. You could have the round one, but I'm going to do square this time. And we can make it smaller, so that's a little bit big of a radius. Put it at about 5 and see. Oop, undo that because I didn't want to replace anything. Roll it down a little lower, about that big, about a 2. And then I'm going to come over here about right here. Hit Control R as in Richard, and it changes this number here, as you can see where it says replace. And now all this ground out here is going to come up to that, and all this ground over here is going to go down to that point. So when I left mouse click, that's what's going to happen. See, it's coming up over here, and watch when I go over there, it's going to go down. If it's high, see how it went down a little bit? You probably can't see it from this side very well. So I'm going to back up so you can see a little bit better. Let me back up. Now you can see. I'm going to keep it here. See, it's going to come up to that level. Because we told it that's where we're going to replace it to. Okay, and you can make this bigger. Make your job a little easier. And you don't want to go too crazy with it. You just want to get it kind of in the area. Because I'm going to have to smooth, like I said, this off to make this a slope. Because it's going to be quite a big difference there. So what I'm going to do is back off a little, so I can see what's going on, and do it like so. See, that's a pretty good bit there, and just keep going, and make sure that you put your opacity up and your hardness and your value, because it make it go quicker. Otherwise it's going to take forever to do it, and you're just holding your left mouse button down and you're dragging it back and forth. And I'm going to give it a good edge, like enough that a car could drive around potentially. And then that's going to knock this side down. And it's going to uncover that. I'm going to just get it on down over here. And then this side can come up a little. And remember, I'm going to slope that, so don't panic. Alright, as soon as I get that to where it matches, I don't want to keep pulling it any down or up. I just want it to get to that level. See, right when it got to about right there, I don't go any further over. You see what I'm saying? And there we go. So we can knock all this out, and you can make this much bigger and make it go a lot faster. Okay. And then we're going to come over that water area. Alright. We're just going to bring it on over. Get the middle done. And we just got to keep moving it along back and forth, making sure it gets all the area. Like so. Now we can click that off and move. And we'll come over here. And we'll do a little here. Like so. And I'll bring it out a little bit further, but not too much. And then I can slope that. And be careful that you don't jerk off over here, like push this way over here, because when you do, you accidentally lift it over there and you don't see that you did that. Because if you're holding down the left mouse button and then you pop off of there, you've lifted that up. Then you need to undo it because you changed something way off in the distance and you didn't even know it. And then later you'll run into that problem and you'll be like, what happened? So try not to jerk that back and forth so fast like this. Just do it easy. So now I just hit the other way. I hit the right mouse button and it made it go the other way. Because I have that on subtract. So you could technically, if you don't want to have that incident, put them all on replace. And that way if you bump the middle mouse button or the right mouse button, you're still going to be replacing it. You're not going to be subtracting or doing anything differently. If you know, that's just as a fail safe, just in case you accidentally will bump something. All right, we're gonna come on over here and get to work on this side. Like I said, I'm gonna bring it out at least a car width, probably, maybe a little further. We'll see. I didn't really want a bunch of it to be flat, but I think the map's pretty hilly, so we should be fine. Like I said, I'm gonna bring this over to this side, and it's pretty level at that point. So let's see what we end up with. I'll come over there in just a minute and get a little further over. Alright. Well, let me see what we got here. Because I don't want to go too far. Let me see if I'm close. Thought I'd be pretty close to that one. Okay, I see. We're getting there. It's not quite there yet. Okay. Well, let's move it a little closer and see where we're at. Okay, you see where it changed right there? That one started going down. We don't want to go any further than that. We're trying to make a good transition here. See that right there? And we'll smooth that part when we get there. And we can round this edge to make it smooth, like I was saying. We'll bring this out a little bit because we're going to smooth it. See how that's right there? Alright. So I'm going to put this on smooth real quick. And we're going to smooth that down. Smooth all that out a bit. We're going to do more molding and stuff later, but for now we're just going to smooth it out. And it takes a minute, like I said. Just keep holding the left mouse button and going in circles pretty much. And we can do better. We can make this come all the way up if we want to. Makes it go faster. There we go. Alright, that's good for now. Let's go down. We can always add some and slope it some more, but you can see it made it look more like it fell into place that way. So we need to do that over here, or we could connect to that. Let me see, I don't know. We're going to go ahead and put this back on replace. It still has the same number, and we'll see. Yeah, well, we'll go ahead and put it to there, since that was where it was at anyway. We'll do that. And we'll round some of that. We won't go all the way. We'll just go a little piece, like so. Alright. We're going to smooth this out, like so. Make a nice, good slant. Make it look like it was left that way already and not never changed, pretty much. And we'll do more tweaking on some of this as we go, but I'm trying to get it, keep it looking mostly smooth or whatever. Alright, now this one's like a nice little valley. Let's back up and get this situated. We're going to smooth this out, as you can see. There we go. And we're almost done. Alright. And that's what you do. You can adjust it however you want. Just keep going and smoothing. And then don't change that replace number, because you might need to add some. So then you can just do this, like so. Alright. For now that's good, and we can tweak it later. And we'll look on this side. We can erase all that. That's where I put biomass plant. And we can get this part done. And we can add a little more on the replace side there. Put this back on replace a minute. Get this finished. Alright, like so. Alright, and we'll put it back on smooth. And then we'll just knock it down. And there you go. Knock this side down a little bit. Keep going over it till it looks like you want it. Get it as low as you need. Sometimes you can't tell it's doing anything, but it is. And once you're done, head on over. Make sure you got all of this area flattened. Take and go one more time on the replace. And just make sure inside here you did every part of it. And just whip around real quick back and forth, just making sure you finished it. And once you do that, golden on that. Alright. Now on that water thing, you're going to have to remember, you don't have to put the water per se. As you can see, these can be lowered. So we're going to do that. Let's watch what we're doing here. Okay. That looks pretty good. Let me go up close where I can see. It's a little bit in the ground, but for now that's good. These are on a concrete one, so that's okay. That looks fine. Let me go look at the other stuff. Is there anything else touching? That's touching. This ain't touching, or what? Yeah, it's touching. So basically you would inspect everything, make sure this stuff looks like it's touching. It kind of looks like it's pretty good. So you got all that. You got it to the ground the way you need it. Now you can do a couple of things. You can paint it, concrete. We're going to do that. We'll put this on concrete. You can go to texture layer, click this, and find concrete. Click on it. Put it on terrain detail texture paint mode. Put the left mouse button on add. Hover inside this a little bit and left click and you got concrete. Then you can just scoot over and over until you get to where you want to get. which we could overhang it a little, cause on the front anyway, a little bit, cause we don't care if it has a road or whatever. We'll see. We're just marking it off. We're not making it perfect. But basically, you're just gonna draw this all out. I'm not gonna make it perfect on this episode. I'm just gonna make it, and you're just gonna make it all concrete. You can make yours perfect, okay? Or you could put rock down like they did. You can put the rock, whatever you want to put. They got rock like that, or you can put whatever you want. Actually, that looks like might be the rock they had under that pond. So you would put that here, whatever distance that pond size is, that water that you bring in that they had here. You would do that, and you need to dip this. You need to put it back on sculpt mode. You can put it on subtract in this left mouse button, and then you can go about right here and you can hit subtract, and you can kind of make it a pond area, whatever size they had. So whatever you need to do, just adjust it, and then you can of course smooth it or whatever. Make a little pond area and so on. Okay? You can paint it however you need to. You can paint whatever you need. Okay? And you would get that water and you lay it down in here, make it level where it just goes under the ground, the edges of it, so you can't see that it's, so it's a little lower than the top of this, and you'll be all set. And in the game, you're not allowed to jump this. So I don't know if they had a collision here, but if you don't have one, you can make a collision, a plane, and make a invisible plane, and make it static. You would add right here. You would create a plane. You could title it or whatever, but you could also click rigid body, make sure it's on static, and collision is checked. Go back to transform, and you can make it invisible. But first you're going to bring it over here. You're going to hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click. You can make it where it stands up exactly, with the fence there. I'm not going to make it perfect, like I say. And then you can make it bigger with this and taller with that. However, they may already have it in the thing, so I don't know. But basically, you're just wanting it where they can't get over this fence. And essentially, you could make another one here, however you want to do it. Then you can click it to make it invisible, so they wouldn't see it, but they'd run into it if they tried to jump the fence, and they can't get over here. So that's the option if you want to do that. I'm gonna hit delete, and you can title it whatever you want, and have that there. And of course, when you're done with all this, you're gonna go ahead and hit save, and at least you got this much done. Now, we obviously not on this episode. We're not gonna add the XML or nothing in on this episode, but obviously in the future we will. So stay tuned, and we'll get all that done later. But I'm just doing basic stuff right now. There is one thing. I made sure when I did this that I put it at a rotate Y of -90, and I pretty much did that because of the way that it should have made it pretty much to where the angle of where this paint stuff comes on the map. Let me see if I can show. No, I don't know if I want dirt, but anyway, I'm gonna paint some dirt right here and show you the difference, like right next to this right here. See how the angle of that brush is? So that basically, since I did it at that angle, when I paint, I can get a better square edge, if you get what I'm trying to say. If I had done it, let me turn it off. If I had done it at an angle like that, when I paint, my edge is still going to be over here, and it's going to change it and make it all jaggedy. You see what I'm saying? So I put it at negative 90 to make it more in line with when I'm painting. If that makes sense. I hope that helps you make it a little easier on yourself. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call that an episode. Hope you enjoyed. We got a lot more to do on this map, so stay tuned. Got a lot more other videos gonna be coming out too, so stay tuned for that. But I appreciate everybody. Go ahead and smash that like button if you like the video. Subscribe. Turn on your notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time I post a video. Goodbye, everybody.